Here we go again, my friend. It's that time of year when the noise starts creeping back in. The Cowboys are being talked about like Super Bowl contenders. Yeah, already. And if you've been a Cowboys fan long enough, you know exactly how this plays out. It's a cycle. Like clockwork. The season ends in disappointment. The media roasts the team, blames Dak, blames coaching, blames the front office. Then comes the free agency window and the criticism shifts. Dallas isn't aggressive enough. They don't want to win. Same old Cowboys. But then, the tone flips. Quietly at first, then louder and louder as training camp gets closer. Suddenly it's, watch out for Dallas and this could be the year. It's wild how fast they switch lanes, right? That's what Mark Holmes was talking about. And honestly, he couldn't have said it better. He's tired. And you might be too. It's exhausting being stuck in this loop of media hype and heartbreak. 1 minute, they're tearing us down, calling the team soft, undisciplined, not built to win in the postseason. And the next, they're hyping us up like we're the second coming of the 90s dynasty, like they didn't spend the last 6 months clowning the franchise. Where was this love back in January? What's frustrating is that this hype doesn't even come from fans like you and me. We're not the ones pushing Super Bowl narratives. We're the ones watching carefully, hoping for growth, hoping they finally get it right. But the media, they set the bar sky high and then act shocked when we fall short. It's like they enjoy it. Set us up, tear us down, rinse and repeat. And here we are again. Training camp's not even here yet, and they're already tossing around the Super Bowl label. We haven't played a single snap, but the hype machine's in full motion. You feel that too? Let me ask you, are you buying it this time? Or does it feel like the same old trap? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I really want to hear where you stand on this. And look, if you're tired of the fake hype and want real Cowboys talk, no fluff, no BS, then help us keep it real. Hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, because we're pushing hard to hit 14,000 subscribers, and we need every true fan on board. Tap that bell too, so you don't miss the next drop. All right, let's keep it going. Now let's talk about where all this sudden Super Bowl talk is coming from. It's not just from a few optimistic fans scrolling through social media. It's coming from major platforms like NFL Live. Yeah, you heard that right. Even the national media is starting to stir the pot, saying things like, Dak Prescott is a good quarterback, and pairing that up with rumors about a potential trade for George Pickens. I mean, really? After spending years questioning Dak's ability to lead this team deep into the playoffs, now they're changing the narrative? And just because there's buzz around a flashy wide receiver possibly landing in Dallas? Look, George Pickens is a talented dude, no doubt about it. If he ever puts on that star helmet, I'll be right there with you watching every route he runs. But let's not pretend one receiver, no matter how explosive, suddenly transforms the entire identity of this team. The media sure seems to think so, though. They're spinning this idea that with Dak at quarterback and Pickens on the outside, Dallas becomes a legitimate Super Bowl threat. It's a nice thought. But what changed? What makes this year so different from the last one? Or the one before that? And here's the thing. Even when they give the Cowboys a little bit of credit, they do it in a backhanded way. They praise Pittsburgh for knowing how to draft wide receivers and edge rushers, but throw shade by saying they can't draft quarterbacks anymore. Like somehow Dallas is only good if they're taking hand-me-downs from other franchises. That's how this narrative always works. They never just give Dallas their flowers. It always comes with a dig. Some kind of twist that keeps the team just on the edge of being taken seriously. It's almost like they need the Cowboys to be in this sweet spot. Not too bad to be irrelevant, but not too good to be dominant. Just good enough to stir the pot, get views, get clicks, keep people talking, and it works. Here we are, breaking it down again. So let me ask you this. If George Pickens really did end up in Dallas, do you think that would truly push this team over the top? Yes or no? I'm throwing that question out to you right now because I want to see where Cowboys Nation really stands. Would adding a guy like Pickens finally give this offense the juice it needs? And while you're thinking that over, don't forget, if you're new here or just haven't hit that button yet, make sure you're subscribed. We're grinding every day to bring real Cowboys coverage, and we need your help to hit that 14K milestone. Drop a like, drop a comment, and let's build this community with real fans who actually know what they're talking about. Because we've got more to unpack, including how this yearly Super Bowl narrative gets recycled and why it always seems to lead us straight into disappointment. Great, let's keep the momentum going. Here's where things really start to get interesting. This Super Bowl hype, it's not new. In fact, it's part of the same cycle we've seen for years. The Cowboys finished the season with a tough loss, and right after that, the national media lights us up. They start talking about how disappointing Dallas was, how they underachieved, how the front office doesn't care about winning. You know the script. They criticize the free agency approach, say the team isn't aggressive enough, and paint the whole organization as stuck in the past. But give it a few months. As soon as training camp creeps closer, suddenly that same media flips the script. Now they're hyping up the roster. Now they're saying Dak looks sharp, that Micah is a game changer, that ceedee's a top 5 receiver, that Dallas is right there with the top contenders. Every single year. It's like clockwork. And here's what's really frustrating. It's not us fans putting these expectations out there. It's not the diehard who's been riding with this team through thick and thin. It's the media machine doing it. They're the ones who build up the idea that anything less than a Super Bowl is failure. And then, when the season ends in heartbreak, because let's be real, it has for nearly 3 decades, they turn around and act shocked, like they didn't set the bar that high in the first place. So what happens? Resentment, disappointment, fans start fighting with each other. Everyone wants to point fingers. It's Dak's fault, it's McCarthy's fault, it's Jerry's fault. Maybe it's all of the above, but a lot of that fire is fueled by this unrealistic narrative that gets pushed every offseason. We get told again and again, this is the year, and when it's not, boom, total meltdown. The whole cycle resets. Now let me ask you, do you buy into the hype? Or are you one of those fans who keeps your expectations in check until you see something real on the field? Let me know in the comments. Let's get an honest conversation going. Just Cowboys fans talking to Cowboys fans. And while we're on it, if you're still watching and enjoying the content, help us out. Hit that like button so more fans can find us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it. Now so we can smash that 14K goal together. You know I'll be here, breaking it all down every step of the way, no matter how wild the off-season hype gets. Because in the next part, we've got to talk about the real expectations for this squad, and whether they're built to handle the pressure that's already starting to mount. All right, now let's dive into what this means for the Cowboys moving forward. The truth is, the team is better than it was last year. I'm not denying that. The roster has improved. And there are clear upgrades in key spots that should help Dallas be more competitive. Dak Prescott is healthy, the offensive weapons are more dynamic, and the defense has pieces that can make a difference. So yeah, the Cowboys will compete. No question about it. But does that mean this is a Super Bowl team? I'm not sold on that just yet. There's a big leap from being competitive to actually hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. The playoffs are a whole different beast. You need more than talent. You need consistency, grit, coaching that can make adjustments under pressure, and a bit of luck. And right now, it feels like the Cowboys still have questions in all those areas. I get it, fans want to believe. It's part of being a Cowboys fan, the hope, the hype, the dream. But I've learned to keep my expectations balanced. When people push me to say, the Cowboys are Super Bowl bound, I just hold back. Because if we start putting that label on this team too early and it doesn't happen, it's only going to lead to frustration. Expectations are the foundation for disappointment, and I'm not trying to go there. So here's what I want you to do. Think about where you stand right now. Are you ready to call this a Super Bowl contender? Or are you cautiously optimistic, waiting to see how the season unfolds before jumping on that bandwagon? Vote in the comments, yes or no, and let's see where Cowboys Nation really falls. And hey, if you're still here with me, don't forget to support the channel. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any updates. Drop a like if you're enjoying this conversation. It really helps us grow and reach more real fans like you. We're building something solid here, and I appreciate you being part of it. Coming up next, we'll get into why this yearly cycle of hype and disappointment feels so familiar, and what it might take for Dallas to finally break free from it once and for all. Perfect, thanks. Now let's move into the next part. You know, this cycle of hype and letdown isn't unique to the Cowboys, but it sure feels like it hits us harder than most teams. Every offseason, the narrative builds up. Media outlets, analysts, and fans all get swept up in the excitement of new acquisitions, draft picks, and coaching changes. But for Dallas, it almost feels like a pattern, like history keeps repeating itself. What makes it so frustrating is that the Cowboys have one of the most passionate fan bases in the league. We want to believe, we want to see the team succeed more than anyone else. But when the season ends and the results don't match those lofty expectations, it stings a little more. It's like a cycle that's hard to escape because the pressure keeps coming back. And here's the thing, this hype isn't always just media-driven. Social media amplifies every rumor and trade talk. Fans get hyped up, debates get heated, and suddenly expectations skyrocket. That's the power of the Cowboys brand, but it's also a double-edged sword. The more we build the team up, the harder the fall when things don't go as planned. So what can break this cycle? Honestly, it's about results, sustained success, deep playoff runs, and finally delivering a championship. Until then, the talk will keep coming, and so will the disappointments. But I want to know what you think. Do you feel like this season is different? Are the Cowboys finally built to break the pattern? Or is this just another round of the same old story? Drop your thoughts below, and if you're finding value in these discussions, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Every like and comment helps us grow this Cowboys community. Let's keep the conversation going and keep it real. Up next, I'll share some thoughts on how the roster construction and front office moves might play into this ongoing story, what they're doing right, and where there's still work to be done. Stay tuned.